on the upper right-hand side of the screen, that warehouse with just that sheet metal, this is the stuff out now that is flying around that could be landing outside of this tornado warning. So again, get into shelter. There's a look again. Some of the very early scenes we're getting of Selma. This is a town of about 17,000 people. This storm moved right over downtown, and it continues to move to the north and east. So again, not resting on this warning as we've seen what it's done. We've seen the tornado with our eyes. And again, as you mentioned, Dr. Neb, you look at this thing on radar and you know what it's doing. And you also know this storm's a unique one because we're not dealing with this line. We still have that line where you can get a quick tornado spin up, but this is a supercell out ahead of the line.
Yeah, so this is a long-lived, really well-organized mesoscale cyclone, a supercell that's been moving kind of right of the main line. And, you know, human nature is to want to go outside and try to confirm the tornado, but we showed you the images of what this system has already done, what this supercell has already done in terms of damage. That should be enough convincing that that's what can happen in your town. And because it's moving so quickly, the conditions where you live will change very rapidly. It doesn't seem all that bad at the moment, and then in a heartbeat, the winds will increase and the damage will start. You want to be in that safe spot now.
Right. You know, you think about people who are interviewed after these storms and say things like it came without warning or it happened so fast. You have the warning now. You're in a tornado emergency up there close to Alexander City. So southwest of Alexander City, you're thinking it doesn't look bad right now, but this storm is moving. It is headed your way, and it is a significant, dangerous storm that's already, you know, probably devastated Selma.
Yeah, and it's doing devastation right now. That's why this is so hard to take. But we've got to be thinking of the folks who are out ahead, not just in the towns that are in this tornado emergency, this, you know, ante up on the tornado warning, but also I keep thinking, like we have been, Alex, of people that might be not even in the tornado warning, but about to drive into one. You've got to get off these roads in this tornado warning area because you don't want to be outside, you don't want to be in a vehicle, you don't want to be in a mobile home or a manufacturer's home. Sturdy structure, interior room away from windows, so you have time to get off the road to get to a sturdy structure.
I think of so many people whose work takes them, you know, around communities, community to community. So you make a great point. You don't want to drive into this. So important. If you know somebody, if you're watching at home and you're like, oh, I know my husband's driving around or my friend is out there on the roads, give them a call, let them know where this storm is, where it's headed, because a vehicle, mobile home, those are going to be the two worst places to be if you find yourself intersecting with this storm.
Yeah, so not just in the town of Rockford, but if you're driving south from Rockford, you're headed into danger. So look at Cottage Grove here. The timing on this, 1:27 Central Time. So that is less than 20 minutes away, and look how far away it is. That's because of the really fast motion.
Yeah, it's a scary scene out there in this part of Alabama. You know, Mike, we're getting some of those early views. They make your stomach turn because, unfortunately, you know, we know then what else is coming. And this isn't the only storm that we're watching, probably the most significant right now, but we've got a lot of dangers out there.
There are a lot of dangers. You know, the good news is that the other tornado warnings that we had no longer are in effect, but I just can't get over the damage that we're seeing here. It's pretty significant stuff. And knowing that we had you know, a tornado that's been on the ground for quite some time now, it's hitting a lot of communities. Again, we've got that tornado emergency that's occurring for us, but we've had multiple tornado tracks today. Just line them up here. Tornado track here, tornado track here, tornado track here, all these coming through central Alabama, but it's the one there near Selma, outside of Montgomery. Look at the different reports that we've seen here. Major structural damage reported along US 82 here in Vita Junction. In Memorial Stadium in Selma, heavy damage reported at the country club there. And then the emergency manager in Oroville reporting that a tornado along Highway 22 west of Oroville, there's Oroville. So obviously we're doing some significant damage with this tornado. There was one down to the south here, and I wanted to show you this one because the good news is that it's no longer tornado warned, although we do have one severe thunderstorm warning, and it does have some rotation still right in here near Uriah. This one has produced a tornado with some damage, so that's obviously of concern. So if you look at that storm just near Uriah here, Baldwin, Escambia, and Monroe counties are under a severe thunderstorm with the possibility of a tornado that could form in there. It's already had a history of a tornado, but knowing some of the storm reports that we're getting, and I'm already looking at the National Weather Service chat, guys, numerous fire stations reporting damage, confirmation of visuals of tornadoes, significant damage reports coming in left and right now out of the Selma area.
surprise there, unfortunately. And we want to get back to that storm because, we talk about what's happened in Selma, but what is still happening. This is a tornado emergency. So I know folks at home are going, wait a second, I thought tornado warnings were red. When we go into this like electric purple, that is, again, an increase in the intensity. We've got the verbiage coming in from the National Weather Service there, who, by the way, has been on it. Catastrophic threat observed tornado here. It's a tornado in progress, moving 50 miles an hour.
I mean, in any tornado warning, we need to get off the roads, get inside, get out of mobile homes, manufactured homes, into a sturdy structure, lowest level, most interior room. But in this case, the motivation should be even stronger to do that right away, including, like we've been talking about, getting off the roads, calling somebody that you know that might be driving around in this area or has their current location might not be in the warning, but they're headed into it on Highway 231 south of Rockford, for example. We got to get people into safe places, but got to get them indoors, off the roads and out of the mobile homes. There are a lot of mobile homes and manufactured homes. There is time to go to a more sturdy structure before it gets to your town.
Yeah, some of these communities have storm shelters. We've got the storm right here, and then you can see there's some very heavy rain, some hail back off to the west, northwest. So depending on where you are, you may go out and try to look at this. You're not going to see it. Very well-defined area of rotation here off to the west, rather, of Titus. And again, with this storm moving northeast around 50 miles an hour, we've got a tornado in progress, moving through highways, communities, more rural areas as well. So this would mean also it's going to pick up a bunch of tree debris, but Lightwood, you and Titus are up next, so running out of time to get to that safe spot.
Yeah, Titus, it's moments. What you do in the next 2 to 3 minutes could save your life in that community. And what you do relative to Highway 231, getting off that road into a substantial structure right now, because you need enough time to go park, get into that structure and find the safe spot. You can do that because that's safer than being out on the road, but it's going to be crossing Highway 231 in the next few minutes.
Yeah, gosh, Titus, Highway 231 running out of time. We get a closer look down here of this storm moving near the Titus area. And again, Lightwood Road over towards Titus Road. These are communities that are being affected right now. If you're on, it looks like Buick Road, Coosa County Road 45, as Dr. Now has been saying, 231, but then Bethlehem Road. These are some of the roadways that are going to be just minutes from now seeing this storm move in.